Now let us see a few more questions, MCQ questions on software engineering. This is fault tolerance. Fault tolerance we'll be talking about. So the first question is, what type of fault remains in the system for some period and then disappears? Permanent, transient and intermittent. So the answer would be transient. For example, many faults in communication systems, they are just transient in nature and they remain in the system for some duration and then they disappear. The next is, which of the following approaches are used to achieve reliable system? Fault prevention, fault removal, fault tolerance. So the answer would be D. All the options, whether it be fault prevention, fault removal or fault tolerance, all the options lead to the formation of reliable system. Now the next is, system maintaining its integrity while accepting a temporary halt in its operation is said to be in a state of system maintaining its integrity, but accepting a temporary halt in the operation. What is that? The answer is D. Fail-safe. System maintaining its integrity by accepting a temporary halt in operation is said to be in the state of fail-safe. Now the next question is, which of the following error detection checks is not a part of application detection? Which of the following error detection checks is not a part of application detection? Can you answer which one of this is? The answer is A. Hardware checks. So hardware is a part of environmental detection check. Hardware check is the part of environmental or environment detection check. Next is, exception handling is a type of. Exception handling is a type of forward error recovery mechanism or backward error recovery mechanism. The answer is A. It is a forward error recovery mechanism. The exception handling is a forward error recovery mechanism, as there is no rollback to a previous state. Instead, the control is passed to the handler so that the recovery procedures can be initiated. Next is, non-occurrence of improper alteration of information is known as. Non-occurrence of improper alteration of information is known as. Which one is the answer you are going to choose? The answer is D. Integral dependability. So the non-occurrence of improper alteration of information is known as integral dependability. The integrity is to keep the original content safe from alternation. Again, you need to keep the original content safe even if some alteration is there. So the system has to be integral. Now the next question is, the n-versioned programming, which is the independent generation of n. Now the value of n here is the n-version programming, which is independent generation of n. The value of n is, the answer is C. This is greater than 2. N-version programming or NVP is also known as multi-version programming or multi-version dissimilar software. This is a method or process in software engineering where multiple functionality equivalent programs are independently generated from the same initial specification. So you have different specification. The same initial specification. Then with this specification only, you make number of softwares at the same time with the multiple functionality, and these programs are equivalent only. So next is, I hope you got the idea of NVP, n-version programming. Next is, in log-based fault tolerance. In a log-based fault tolerance, logs of undetermined events are saved and replayed on failure. In a log-based fault tolerance, logs of undetermined events are there saved and they are replayed on failure. Is it true or false? The answer is true, because this is what the log is all about. Everything is, the problem is written to the log, and these are being saved for the further action. Next is, all fault tolerant techniques rely on integrity, dependability or redundancy. Is it dependability or integrity? The answer is C actually. Redundancy. All fault tolerant techniques rely on an extra element introduced into the system to detect and recover from fault. To detect and recover from fault, this is the fault tolerant technique which relies on. Next is, It is imperative for a communicating process to reach consistent recovery points to avoid the dash effect with the backward error recovery mechanism. It is imperative for a communicating process to reach consistent recovery points to avoid the dash effect. So what is the answer? With backward error recovery mechanism, the answer is C. This is domino. I hope this domino clears the answer. So it is imperative for a communicating process to reach consistent recovery points to avoid the domino effect with the backward error recovery mechanism. Next is metrics for quality control. Metrics for quality control. So the first question is, size and complexity are part of product metrics, process metrics, or project metrics. Size and complexity. The answer is A. They are product metrics, size and complexity. Next is cost and schedule are part of product metrics, process metrics, or project metrics. Is this the answer? Of course, the answer is C. Project metrics describe the project characteristics and execution. Next, third one, number of errors found per person hours or expended in an example of A. Measure or metric. The number of errors found per person hours expended in an example of it is an example of metric. So metric is a quantitative measure or a degree of attribute present in that system. So metric is quantitative measure of the degree to which system, component, or process possesses a given attribute. So metric is a quantitative measure actually of a degree to which the system, or say a process or a component, possesses a given attribute. This is the number of errors found per person hours expended in an example of a metric now. The next is, which of the following is not categorized under product operation of McGraw-Hill's software quality factors? Which of following is not characterized under product operation of McGraw-Hill's software quality factors? Flexibility, reliability, usability, and integrity. The answer is A. Flexibility, because flexibility is a part of product revision as per McGraw-Hill's software quality factors. So flexibility is not recognized or characterized under product operation of McGraw-Hill's software quality factors. The next is, the arc to node ratio is given as R is equal to A by N, where A is what? A represents in the ratio. What is A? The arc to node ratio, R is given by A by N. So the answer here, A represents the lines of control, nothing else. A represents the arcs, or you can say the lines of control. Then the next is, which of the following is not categorized under component level design matrix? Which of the following is not characterized or categorized under component level design matrix? Can you answer? These are the four options. The answer is C. Morphology matrix. Complexity, cohesion, coupling, they all come under component level design matrix. They are component level design matrix, but morphology matrix is not. Morphology matrix are part of high level design matrix. Next is, percentage of modules that were inspected is a part of percentage of modules inspection. Product metrics, process metrics, or project metrics? The answer is B. It is process metrics. The answer is process metrics, because the percentage of modules that were inspected is a part of process metrics. Now the next question is, metric is the act of obtaining a measure, true or false? And this is false, because measurement is the act of obtaining a measure. Measurement is the act of obtaining a measure, but metric is not the act of obtaining a measure. Next is, MTTC falls in the category of correctness, integrity, maintainability. MTTC. It is MTTC is what? Mean time to change. The full form of MTTC is mean time to change. So this falls in the category of, the answer is C. Maintainability. Mean time to change. So MTTC, mean time to change, is the time it takes to analyze the change request, design an appropriate modification, implement the change, test it for the change which is being done, and distribute the change to all users. Distribute the change to all users. This is mean time to change, MTTC. Now next is identify the correct option with reference to software quality metrics. These are 4 options, A, B, C and D. Can you find out the exact relationship? The correct option with reference to software quality metrics. The answer here is D, which is this one. Integrity is equal to sigma 1 minus threat into 1 minus security. Integrity is equal to sigma 1 minus threat into, in the bracket, 1 minus security. Integrity involves threat and security. Now the next question is object-oriented software design. Our next question will come from this. So let us see. The first question is, how many layers are present in object-oriented design pyramid? How many layers are present in object-oriented design pyramid? Is it 3, 4 or 5? The answer is B, there are 4. So let us see what these 4 layers are. The layers that are present in object-oriented design pyramid, they are subsystem layer, class and object layer, message layer and responsibilities layer. Let me tell you again, there are four layers which are present in object-oriented design pyramid. First is subsystem layer, then you have class and object layer, then message layer and then the responsibilities layer. Next question is, which of the following early object-oriented design methods incorporate both a micro development process and a macro development process? Which of the following early object-oriented methods? Micro as well as macro. Can you answer this? These are 4 options. The answer is A, Booch method. Booch method. So the macro development process includes the architectural planning, and a micro development process defines the rules that govern the use of operations and attributes, and the domain-specific policies of memory management, error handling, and other infrastructure functions. Booch method. Now the next is Grady Booch, James Rambaugh, and Ivar Jacobson combined the best feature of their individual object-oriented analysis into a new method for object-oriented design known as, what is the answer? Is the answer XML? Answer is UML. You know, this is the combined effort of, or combined best things which were created by Booch, Rambaugh and Jacobson. So the unified modeling language has become widely used throughout the industry as the standard approach to OOD, unified modeling language. Now the next is, the design description of an object is known as a class. Design description of an object is known as a class instance, object, case, both A and B. The answer is D, because in the design description of an object, which is known as a class instance, object is known as a class instance, object is known as object itself, object can be known as a case. Oh sorry, this is wrong. Only A and B, instance and object. Now the next question would be, which of the following is conceptually similar to objects? Package, procedure, private. The answer is A. Conceptually similar to objects, not exactly. So the package is actually a namespace that organizes a set of related class and interfaces. So package is conceptually similar to the objects, which organizes a set of related class and interfaces. Next is the design description in object-oriented design includes protocol description, implementation description, type description, both A and B. The answer is D, because a design description in object-oriented design includes both protocol description and implementation description. The next is, which of the following is not an operation as per object-oriented algorithm and data structure? So please read this and try to answer this. Which of the following is not an operation as per object-oriented analysis and design? The answer is C. This is incorrect. Others, these are the operations on object-oriented algorithm and data structures. So operations that manipulate data in some way, operation to perform a computation, and operation that monitor an object or the occurrence of a controlling event. But the operation to check the syntax errors is not option. C is incorrect as it is concerned with the programming language use. So it will be handled by the compiler. Now the next question is, throughout the object-oriented design process, a software engineer should look for equal opportunity for creating new design processes throughout the object-oriented design process. Is it true or correct or false? The answer is false, because a software engineer should look for every opportunity to reuse existing design patterns wherever they meet the needs of the design rather than just creating new. So that is why we have different patterns so that you can use it. Now the next topic is web engineering project metrics. Web engineering project metrics. The first question in this is, the user has no control over the contents of a static web page. Is it correct? Yes. The static web pages are just for information purpose. There is no dynamicity, so whatever has been written is written. We don't have any control. And the next is, which metric gives the idea about the contents of a web page? Word token, word count, word size, word length. The answer is B, word count. The word count metric gives the total number of words on a web page. So this is word count. Now the next is, how is the complexity of web page related to a link account? How is the complexity? Directly is indirectly or no relation? Can you answer this? The answer is A, directly. Because if link count is more, complexity will be more. So the complexity of a web page is directly related to the link count. Number of link increases, complexity increases. Next is it is expected to have less numbers of connections for a good web application. The answer is true, as we have just seen, because it will increase the complexity. So more the link count, more the complexity, and web page dependence factor will increase. Now the next question is, number of dynamic web pages provides an idea about dash of a web page that is to be built. Size, complexity, effort, and the answer would be all of the above. So number of dynamic web pages provide an idea about the size, the complexity, and the effort of a web page that is to be built. Now the next question is, which of the following web engineering metric measures the extent of relatedness between two or more web pages? Relatedness, extent, we have to find the engineering metric measure or the extent of relatedness between two or more web pages. So these are the options for you. Can you answer? The answer is C, that is the web page similarity. This is the web engineering metric measurement. So next question is, which of the following is not a classification of web engineering metric? Web page similarity, as we have just seen, web page similarity. So which of this is not a classification of web engineering metric? The answer is D, this traffic based. Similarity between two web pages is not just judged on the basis of their traffic activity. So content based, link based, and usage based, this is there. Now the next is, the static content objects are dependent on the actions of the user. True or false? This is false, because of dynamic objects are user dependent. Static are just static. There is no user interaction with these objects. So next is, link based measures rely on dash structure of a web page to obtain related pages. Link based measures rely on dash structure. What is that structure? This is a hyperlink structure. Only option B answers this in the blanks. Rest are not in accordance to the question actually. So which of the following is not a web engineering project metric? Web engineering project metric, can you answer? These are the options for you, 4 options. The answer is, there is no such metric as an inherited object count. So there is no metric like. So this is not a web engineering project metric. The web engineering project metric is number of static content objects, number of dynamic content objects, and word count. Now we have seen few more questions on MCQ. More are coming. Thank you so much. Take care.